Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This time I decided to buy a car that will pretty much break my bank account in the game. I'm almost broke. I only have around 200 grand left. Anyway, I've been buying lots of expensive cars, so that's why I kind of don't have any more money left. Anyway, this is the Aston Martin Vulcan. Now this is one of the cars that was pretty much just I don't know, I think it's just a misplaced car in the game because this is pretty much a race car. This is a race car that they decided to add into the game. It sounds insane, by the way. It sounds crazy. Even the braking, listen to that. The squeaking of the brakes, it's stupid. This is legit just a race car that they decided to add it into the game. Between all the P1s and the 918. The Koenigsegg, it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Anyway, what I wanted to do with this car is show you guys exactly what this is like. It's a very, very expensive car in the game. I think it's the second most expensive car in the game. Just under the Pagani Huayra, if I remember correctly. But I ended up trying to go ahead and tune this, pretty much max this out, and see how fast this thing actually is. So what I want to do now is I want to see what sort of customization options we can do to this thing. I'm probably not going to change much. I don't really care for customizing this. Like, I know that there's not going to be a lot of options to change for this. I mean, tint, the headlights, all that sort of stuff. Again, not a lot of stuff we can change here. Like, tiny little vents and stuff like that. I knew for a fact that we weren't going to be able to change a lot of this stuff here. And I didn't really care for it. That just looks terrible. I don't really care about customizing this. But what I wanted to do is, again, I just wanted to see how fast I can actually get this thing to be around a hyperspace like circuit race thing. So this is the setup on it right now. These are the speed cars that I have on the car itself. Again, it's still not fully maxed out. I still want to get like all of the, well, not all of them, but I'll get like half Chidori parts and then half Outlaw parts, so I can get this thing to be pretty fast. Top speed wise, not that fast. Acceleration wise, it's pretty meh. Again, it's not that amazing. It does have over 1,000 horsepower, which is kind of cool. Again, I can definitely get this thing to have even more horsepower and have a higher top speed if I just put a lot more Outlaw parts on it. Obviously, if I match 3 of them, and then acceleration wise as well, if I just match 3 Chidori parts, then I'll be able to get this thing to accelerate even faster. But for right now, it's kind of just made it to level 18 with all the parts, and or level 399, and I got a level 18 parts. And that's pretty much where I wanted to end it here. I feel like it'll take a long time for me to be able to match every single part for this car. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to see how fast this thing actually is around that circuit race. I mean, this is pretty much, I've been testing a bunch of these expensive cars. I wanted to see what they're all like. The Pagani Huayra is not as fast as people think, or like it's one of the most expensive. It is the most expensive car in the game, and it's just not as fast as like the Regera, for example. And I'll show you guys how fast this thing actually is on that circuit race. So obviously, testing out all these races on the same circuit race, there's a lot of people are moaning about this. It's like, why don't you just use an actual circuit race or like a sprint race, because this is a terrible one to show how good the car handles and stuff like that. Not really. I can see how fast I can turn around these corners, and like it's a very easy race to sort of benchmark cars on. And again, I can see how fast they accelerate because there is a little bit of a straight line. I can also see how well they handle with any sort of bumps and stuff like that, because I obviously have to jump off just before the starting line or just before the finish line here, off this bit, just behind me to my left, to jump back onto the main road here. So it's not a slow car, but it's just not a fast car. It just isn't. There's like a few cars that I think are a lot faster than this thing. It does sound absolutely insane though. It's a legit race car, and it's pretty impressive, but not for the money that this thing is worth. And I feel like there's a lot more cars that would absolutely smash this thing when it comes to this race. I definitely want to try some other cars. I definitely want to try the Lamborghini Huracan, because that again is it used to be one of the best cars in Need for Speed 2015, race spec wise and drift spec and everything. It used to be one of the best cars in the game, so I wanted to see. It is still the best drift car in this game right now, but like I don't know what it's like for racing, and I really want to try that out as well. Again, this is decent. I thought it would clip the ground a little bit more. A lot of people are saying that this thing clips into the ground a little bit too easily, like it slows down once you hit off the ground. I don't see it unless you, oh, I saw a little bit there, unless you like completely slam this thing to the ground and lower it, or even just putting bags on it. But again, you're just not driving there, you're just clipping into the ground. It's terrible. It is a little bit lower, I feel like, than the Regera, for example, or the 911 RSR, because those I feel like are the two fastest cars right now for this race. And I'm trying not to do it. I'm trying not to like hit off the walls or anything, or I'm trying not to drag myself along the wall like I just did there. I mean, that was just because I didn't slow down enough for the corner. I need a little bit more NOS. It doesn't turn as well. I have my steering sensitivity turned up quite a bit, so I should be able to turn quite quickly with this thing. It's just it's still not that great. I mean, it's a cool car for them to add into the game. It's just I don't feel like it's worth the money. And right there for that last corner before the lap, I just feel like I have to slow down quite a lot before I can get it to turn in quite nicely before I hit off the wall. The gears are a little bit weird. I feel like 5th gear, I get to the top of 5th gear a little bit too quickly. And then when it changes into 6th, I don't know. I got a 150, what was that, 154? That's not fast. That's not fast. I think the best time I got with this thing was a 149, if I remember correctly. And that's with dragging myself around like the final bend, and that's pretty much it. So it's not, like I said, it's not fast. It's not fast enough for this event. So it is a quite expensive car, but I don't see like why you should buy the Vulcan. I mean, it's a cool car to have. It sounds amazing and stuff like that, but it's not that amazing. And I'll show you guys the difference between this and the Regera, for example. You'll see the huge difference between this and the Regera. I mean, obviously this thing has 500 horsepower more, almost 500 horsepower more than the Vulcan. The top speed is a lot higher. The acceleration, I think, is, I don't know if it's the same or it's slower, but it just keeps timing because it has such a high top speed. It accelerates to the top speed so much. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, because it has a higher top speed, it'll keep accelerating past, like, let's say the Vulcan accelerates very well from like 0 to 160. This thing just keeps going to way past 200 with the same acceleration. It's stupid how fast this thing actually is. And the NOS perk that I have in this thing just makes this stay over 200 miles an hour the entire time. Handling is absolutely amazing in this thing. I can take this corner at over 200 miles an hour with ease. With ease. Like, no chance of me hitting off the wall or anything. Like, with ease. Take that first corner. I can slow down as fast as I want. Hitting 220 miles an hour with this thing is just nothing. You can see the difference between this car and the Vulcan. Like, how different this is and how much better it is. So, as of right now, I still think that the Regera is the fastest car in the game. I'm already lapping these guys, by the way. Again, 220 miles an hour with ease. Driving 200 miles an hour around all these corners. It's just not even a match. Not even a match at all. We're at 1 minute and 20 seconds. I'm about to enter this last lap. It's ridiculous how fast this is. Absolutely ridiculous. With grinding off the wall, I can get faster than 1 minute 35 seconds with it. With braking around this last corner, I can do a 1 minute 38. It's, again, not even close. Not even close. It's also so much more predictable to drive and so much easier to drive than the Vulcan. I've like I said, I've just wanted to try test all these expensive cars and see which one is the best for this race. So far, this Regera is the best car in the game. So far, this Regera is the best race car in the game. I still have a couple more cars that I really want to try out, that I could try get to level 399. I really want to try see what the, I mean, the R8 is okay. I kind of want to see again like what the Huracan is like. I feel like the Huracan would be pretty good. There's still like the Corvette that I want to try. I'm pretty sure that that's a level 399 car you can get it to, and also the Viper. I maybe want to go and do a Viper versus Corvette build off, and obviously see what they're like to handle around this track. If you guys want to see that, make sure you tell me down in the comments. And I really want to do some more versus videos on this game because I feel like people really enjoyed the old Golf GTI versus the new Golf GTI. And I really want to make more videos of those, and I've seen people that tell me to make more videos of those, and I'll definitely go ahead and do that. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Thank you guys very much for watching today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Regera is still king. The Vulcan is decent, but it's not that good. It's not that amazing. Even customization wise, most of these hypercars won't have a lot of parts, so I can't really do build on those. I know some people have asked me to try to do builds on these like hypercars and stuff like that. I just can't because there's just no customization options for them, or very, very few where it'll just be really boring to look at. Anyway, that is pretty much it. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.